Because typically whenever we hear the term sleep paralysis, it's usually something to do with, it's a phenomenon, and usually they'll say it has something to do with a person either falling asleep or kind of awakening, and they temporarily experience an inability to move or speak or react. It's like a transitional state between wakefulness and sleep, characterized at the same time by a complete muscle atonia or muscle weakness. Many people have hypothesized on what it is. Of course, there's tons of scientific studies on this. In fact, one hypothesis is that it's all just a result from disrupted REM sleep, rapid eye movement sleep, which normally induces complete muscle atonia to prevent sleepers from acting out their dreams. Its sleep paralysis has been linked to disorders such as narcolepsy, migraines, anxiety disorders, and obstructive sleep apnea. But the one thing that the mainstream seems to leave out time and time again when it comes to the sleep paralysis are the absolutely terrifying, and I mean horrifying, experiences that many of these victims are suffering during these events. It's not about the sleep paralysis. It's about the kind of things that these victims are suffering during these events. Mainstream media, mainstream science calls all of this just a disorder. But when you start looking at the experiences that these people are having, even though many of the experiences are very, very different, all of them seem to have one thing in common: terrifying, horrifying visions, oftentimes described as demonic. And sleep paralysis isn't something that just happens to a handful of people. They say there's up to 3 million cases a year. So chances are that if you're not somebody who's actually experienced this, and I sure hope you haven't, just because of how scary this stuff is, chances are you know somebody, or know somebody that knows somebody, that has actually experienced this terrifying phenomenon. So there's a brand new movie out. It just came out a few days ago, and I just watched